Sheesh. I am so cooked. It's not even funny, guys. So, guys, check this out. This is what you got to do. Step number one, become a boss. That's the only step that you got to take, guys. And of course, always, guys, always treat yourself first. Always, guys. Don't put yourself last. Always treat yourself first. The best way to do that is to learn the strategies and apply them in a way that will help you level up faster. And I know it may seem counterintuitive to kind of position yourself first, because the first instinct is, yo, I'm better than that. I don't want to be positioning myself first. I mean, I don't want to be positioning, like, I don't want to be positioning anybody else's point of views first. I'm always going to be positioning my point of view first. But if you respect yourself, guys, if you really want to level up and make extra income, then position yourself first. Do it this way by being really smart and using really good strategies that can unlock secret opportunities. And I'm talking about strategies that involve business development, strategic thinking, psychology, all of those strategies to get leads. Once you get those leads pouring in, guys, it's going to be smooth sailing. You're going to be able to do all sorts of fun things. Remember, though, like, here's what's going to happen. If you don't do things the right way, you're going to be working extra harder. It's going to be exponentially more difficult for you to build relationships. You're going to feel isolated. You're not going to be able to truly break through your ideal customer profile. You're not going to be making money. You're going to be constantly chasing for leads without realizing that all you had to do was just change one little thing. Just one little thing. Woohoo! Yay! One little thing. And of course, a lot of people don't recognize what that thing is until they discover it. And of course, guys, the discovery process for like what you should do, for how you should approach your ideal customer profile, it's always different. Why? Because anytime you focus on the strategy, you start modifying your cells, your molecules in your body. You start adjusting them. Did you know they performed an experiment on like some slug of some sort, where they took a cell, they put some lighting material under it, and they made it light up after doing all sorts of experiments with it. So what they noticed is that when they put that light up, when they try to change the kind of cell itself, that material would light up. So I watched an interesting podcast about memory and how that works. And you know how they say, like, hey, buddy will tell you what to do. Buddy knows best. Sometimes people think of it as like it's some sort of a hoax, some sort of a fairy tale. But the truth is, guys, memory is a very interesting concept. Memory is what's baked directly into your entire body, into your cell structures, into those molecules that are within the cell. So, like, how does this work? How does memory work? And how come many moms over 40 are not succeeding? The reason why is because they hyper focus on one little dopamine kind of feeling that drives the dopamine, and they change the structure of their memory cells, making it extremely hard to pivot to the more logically oriented task that will make a bigger impact. So they continue to struggle, continue being in the same loop, being a process prisoner. So how do you solve that? You need to be setting up timers for certain activities. And when you do those activities, guys, you need to be doing them gradually, slowly, and paying close attention to what you're doing. For example, let's say you go on threads and you are scrolling through threads and you're seeing a lot of people kind of be like, saying different things. And your mind, you have to be hyper focused on who you're communicating with. Otherwise, the algorithm is going to catch you. You're going to be totally baked in. You're going to be totally cooked, trying to like respond to people who are not really your ideal customer profile, and you're going to be falling down on that loop. If you set the timer, it's going to be easier for you to not fall into that trap and get out of it and be connecting with the right people. And of course, people lead to better opportunities, more genuine connections, business relationships, that kind of stuff. And your cell structure, your memory cell structure understands this, it remembers this, and you can replicate that over and over and over again. But sooner or later, you still forget. So what we do, we build the automations to make it super easy. So the way it works, guys, your memory cell structure is so unique, it's absolutely nuts. So what I mean by that is whenever, for example, your mom or your grandmother tells you, hey, there's some, buddy will tell you if you're hungry or not, or like if you should drink more of that milk or whatever, you kind of could tell, right? Where does that come from? That because of that memory, the memory cells that exist not only in the brain but in other parts of your body. And what they did, I just checked out one interesting podcast where they did a very good experiment, and they took out that cell, they performed experiments, changed it, and noticed that it was like literally remember it's taking the structure of a cell in a way where it makes it remembers things. And so for example, when you play on piano, you initially have to understand where to press, what buttons to push, but later on it just becomes smooth sailing. Why is that? Because those cells got adjusted to those specific structure. It's all on a chemical level, guys. It's best for you to watch that workshop. That podcast that I dropped in school community to help you see what that means. But once you understand that, you start paying more attention to doing activities that not going to be super relevant. So, and the activities that kind of hurt you on the long run. So just remember that. But as it goes for me, I'm probably going to be out for now. I'm so cooked right now. It's not even funny, guys.